Welcome to my new channel Edge of Movies. I'm a big cinephile and I'll be regularly reviewing both new and old movies of different genres and languages. So please click the subscribe button to show some support. Now let's begin with Zack Snyder's Justice League. My impulse reaction after watching this movie was like, I have just watched a masterpiece. This is what we all wanted to see since we were kids, a true live action Justice League movie made to perfection. I have watched this movie 3 times since its release and it never fails to amaze me. So let's go inside of this movie now.
Almost like a premonition.
The story picked up right from where Batman vs Superman ended. I'll not spoil anything for you. The plot is really good and I would say only some parts could have been cut short. But what's the point of cutting when it's already 4 hours in length? Cutting short 10 or 20 minutes won't make a big difference as it's already a super long movie.
How do you know your team's strong enough? If you can't bring
Coming to the characters. Each character's exploration is done to perfection in this movie. The Snyder Cut had 4 hours. It was basically 2 whole movies, so yes, they had enough time, more than enough time to explore each character and give them depth. So yes, almost every character feels real and you will slowly feel attached to their storylines. Cyborg was a centerpiece in this movie and his storyline was explored to a great extent. For me, the best characters in this movie, I would say definitely Steppenwolf, Batman and Cyborg. They had the best character arc in this movie. Coming to acting and action sequences, well, acting level was pretty decent in this movie. Ben Affleck, being a veteran, he came out as the perfect actor to play Batman in his 40s. Action sequences were perfect as well. Every fight sequence will give you chills and will keep you on the edge of your seat. The last fight scene, being the longest one as well, was one of the most perfect action sequences in superhero movies. It's one of the best out there right now. This movie explored different universes of DC Comics. It gave a great amount of screen time to Amazons, which will help in future if they want to work around the Wonder Woman sequels. This movie also presented the old gods such as Zeus, Ares, when Darkseid first tried to capture Earth. This was a short but an outstanding battle scene which also paved way for future exploration into the universe of old gods.
Bring us together.
Coming to the downsides. Lois Lane was mostly unbearable to watch in most of her scenes and played a very unimportant role in this 4-hour flick. Superman did not even appear in the first 3 hours of this movie. Darkseid had the same issue, very less screen time, but it is understandable in this case because the main antagonist of this movie was Steppenwolf. Jesse Eisenberg. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor finally looks somewhat believable, but still a huge miscast since Dawn of Justice. Lex Luthor as a character deserves much more respect than this. Some scenes were too slow. They were trying to force emotions, but it didn't work some of the times.
I am not gonna waste it.
Some highlights of this movie. Flash being the most important superhero at the end and not ending up as an irrelevant member of the Justice League. Steppenwolf is done justice in this movie, no pun intended. Every second of his presence is breathtaking.
Fought us united.
Dark tone for a universe which has always been dark in presentation and meaning, even in comics.
To stand.
Introduction of Martian Manhunter and ending the movie with a new member for Justice League.
The time.
Apocalypse dream of Batman hinting at great sequels. Only if Snyderverse is back on track. Considering the dark tone, future for Justice League is very bright.
And why do you summon me? I bring you.
This is nothing like Marvel movies. This is dark and has limited and believable humor. Marvel movies are just filled with silly humor and jokes every single minute of each movie. This is too much for a superhero movie, but that is how MCEU presents themselves as a fun watch. There is still much more to be seen in the DC universe, so we can later compare them with the Marvel on a much serious level in future. Well, I have nothing to say about the original Justice League. The memory has faded away, and it's better to not mention it again. Well, I hope you liked this review, and if you have more to add, then please share in the comments below. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching Edge of Movies.